Okay, Shaun, do you have any words of wisdom?
If you think you're alright in a bivvy, you're not. Bring a tent.
Hiya, it's Graham here. I'm just off out in a wild camp. It just seemed to make sense, you know. So I was meant to be doing a multi-day walk this weekend with a couple of old friends who haven't wild camped before, but I've had to cancel that, or we've had to cancel that because of the virus that's still raging around, you know. It's one of the things the pandemic's disrupted. So I'm going to squeeze a cheeky one night bivvy out in a familiar place. I'm going there by myself initially, but if Shaun P gets his car fixed, then he might join me later on. So let's crack on. So I intend bivvying tonight, but the weather forecast was in favour of bivvying. It said Rothbury was dry, but it was hoying it down so much in Guidepost where I live that this is my insurance in the boot. This is plan B. But I think the weather looks okay here. I think I will still bivvy it and leave the tent in the car. It's a bit windy like. I'm not going to chicken out. I'm going to bivvy it. I'm going to bivvy it. What an amazing sky there is tonight. And there's the Simonside Hills in all the glory. So I think that's Dove Crag, the Beacon, Old Stell Crag and Simonside at the end. The highest one, Tossin Hill, you can't see, it's behind the main ridge a little bit. But what, the light's just so amazing, absolutely cracking. It's beautiful out here tonight. This is the capstone of a kist, an old prehistoric grave, which I'm actually sitting in. 3 of the walls of the kist are still intact. You can see under the capstone here and at the far side, and facing the capstone under the header there's an intact wall here. I used to wonder why they were so small, but apparently people were laid out in the fetal position. I think the idea maybe was that they went out of life in the same way that they came into it. There's a nice circularity about it. So what I like about the Prehistoric Rock Art in Northumberland is that there's tons of it. I mean literally it's rock art, it's made of rock, but it's not in a museum, it's not behind glass or fenced off. You can just walk up to it and touch it and examine it, and you know, you've got that immediate connection with your ancestors who maybe lived here, and nobody knows what it was for, so you're free to use your imagination. I just think we live in a wonderful county. So we're at that time of year where it's beautiful, but we'll lose the light so quickly compared to summer. But I think I prefer that. I think autumn's my favourite time for camping. You get beautiful dark skies, you get no insects, and you know, you might be tent bound for a good few hours if the weather's bad. But speaking personally, I love being in my tent. That's what I do, so I don't mind that at all. But I've just got a message from Shaun Parker. His car's all right, so he's actually going to come and meet us up here. So I'll have a brew with a friendly face. Can he? Can he be canny? So the original plan had to be cancelled because one of our friends couldn't make it because of Corona. So this is a real last minute decision, and when you do last minute stuff, I'd just come back to places I'm familiar with. So I've been here before, and there's an old friend still here. Norman the rock looks like he hasn't moved. Because I'm in the bivvy, I bought I brought a down hat to keep me noggin warm. I know exactly what I look like in this hat. But it's not like I go shopping in it. It's for wild camping and bivvying, and it's warm. So sitting up here alone, watching the sun go down, it really feels like there's magic about the place, you know, with the old hill fort and the rock art and the old graves and I suppose the Durgar. But it feels like an old magic, prehistoric magic that's faded a bit, but you can still feel it. Still magic up here. So Shaun's turned up and he's brought Seb with him. It's nice. You want to say hi, lads?
Alright.
Shaun's drinking Hobgoblin, which seems like an apt choice up here on Simon's side. We might see one tonight. Here's the first, and to be fair, maybe only beer of the night. Pineapple milkshake IPA, juicy tropical, and it's got a sheep's head on it, a ram's head. So maybe it's called sheep's head, black sheep. I don't know what I'm talking about.
There's a change.
Let's see what it tastes like though. This is why I don't like camping with men.
I've got a clinical condition of having both.
Cheers. I'm having a 3-course meal tonight. Got a Wayfarer Korean style beef curry. Never had it before. Then I'm gonna have the old British Army MRE cinnamon cake with a dollop of blackcurrant jam. And then for my 3rd course, I've got some applewood cheese. Fantastic. I went old school and brought a meth burner, and they're not stoves that are built for the wind, so I hope I can even just get it lit. Let's see. Where's my lighter? I'll just give it a moment to let it bloom. It's even windy in that little crevice. Well, if it comes to the worst, all the food that I've got, you can eat it cold. And I really struggled in the wind, and it just struggled and struggled until the fuel ran out. And this is not even anywhere near being warm. So I've just borrowed a gas burner, and even I couldn't even light that in the wind. And where's your sort of wind master when you need it? What's that? Have a great evening, lads. It's from Silky Nick. So I'm going to have my Korean style beef and rice. I'm going to have it cold. I think it would have been better warm. Hi folks, the weather forecast was meant to be totally dry, but actually it's been pretty much chucking it down for the last hour. It's made filming difficult, and it's made us think whether I can last the night in the bivvy, to be honest. I know I've got the tent in the car, but if I walk all the way back to the car, I know I'll not walk back up here to pitch it. So I'm honestly thinking about bailing. I'm going to get in the bivvy and see how it feels, and just go from there. Seb's decided bivvying's not the best option for tonight, so he was more sensible than me and he brought a tent in his rucksack. So we're getting the tent up now for him. Well, here's me bed for the night. Let's hope I'm cozy in there. Hi guys, I'm in the bivvy now, and it feels relatively cozy, and the rain isn't coming down as hard, so we'll see how it goes. Might be okay. Fingers crossed. Thumbs up. Morning guys. I'm gonna be honest, I've had a pretty miserable night. It's rained the whole night despite the forecast. I've had wet Gore-Tex in my face. The top end of me sleeping bag and my pillow has got damp, and I just haven't slept at all. I made a few errors of judgment last night. It's fair to say. Still glad I got out though. Well, we're all packed up now. The most sensible thing I did last night was wear waterproof socks that I've been trialling. So when I stepped out the bivvy onto the wet grass, I didn't instantly soak my feet through. So that's one good thing. But I'm pretty cold and I'm pretty moist, so I'm going to treat myself to a hot breakfast at Wetherspoons.